Jules Verne, Around the World in 80 Days, Chapter 9, The Sioux Indians. The 1st of December. Their journey continued across the mountains of Colorado with no other surprises, at least for now. In 3 days and 3 nights, they traveled more than 2,200 kilometers. Phileas Fogg continued to play cards with Alla, while Inspector Fix slept like a baby, his head going up and down with a gentle movement of the train. Passepartout didn't trust in that tranquility, and he was right. A few days later, a group of Sioux Indians attacked their train. The Sioux rode their horses along both sides of the train. The passengers heard their battle cries before they arrived. The horses of the Indians moved faster than the train, and several arrows flew towards the train carriages, until finally the train slowed down. Some of the passengers prepared to defend themselves. The Sioux jumped on the train. Their leader killed the train driver and his assistant. The Sioux wanted to stop the train, but he understood nothing in the engine. The train went faster, not slower. Then the Indians went towards the other carriages. Passepartout bravely hit one of the men over the head with the back of his gun. Then he left the others to see what he could do to stop the train and ask for help. "We need to stop the train," Passepartout told another passenger. "Maybe we can ask for help from a nearby town." "There are soldiers at Fort Kearney, a few miles away," replied the man. "Good," said Passepartout. "I'll stop the train, and someone can go and look for help." He climbed out of the window and then climbed under the train to the engine. The Indians didn't see him. Then Passepartout separated the engine from the carriages, and the train stopped almost at Fort Kearney. The soldiers at Fort Kearney heard the cries of the Sioux and the sound of the guns coming from the train. They quickly got on their horses and went to see what was happening. The Sioux Indians were surprised to see the soldiers and ran away, but they took 2 passengers and our brave young Frenchman with them. Alla started to cry, but Phileas Fogg said to her, "I'll get Passepartout back." Alla looked into his eyes. He was her hero. He truly was a wonderful person. "We can save those people, but I need help," Phileas Fogg said to the captain of the fort. He gave Mr. Fogg 30 soldiers with their horses, and they followed the direction of the Indians. Alla and Mr. Fix waited for him at Fort Kearney. It was incredibly cold, and the wind was blowing hard. From time to time they looked outside at the snow, but Phileas Fogg and 30 soldiers didn't come back that night. The train left without our travelers. Only next morning they heard the sound of guns in the distance. They stood up, worried, and looked out of the windows. But there was no battle, just the sound of celebrations. A group of people with Phileas Fogg in front were coming on horses towards them. Passepartout and 2 other passengers were sitting on the horses behind. They looked safe and well. Alla ran to meet them. "Maybe he's not so clever after all," Mr. Fix decided. "But we must return to England soon, and then I can arrest him." "You are all back safe. This is wonderful," Alla cried. Everyone except Passepartout looked happy. "Yes, we are safe, but Mr. Fogg will probably lose his bet because of me," said Passepartout. He left them to their celebrations and went to the station to find out about trains to New York. "When is the next train to New York?" he asked. "The next one leaves tonight," was the reply. "But we are already over 24 hours late. If the train leaves tonight, we'll be too late to get the ship." Passepartout felt very bad. At that moment, Inspector Fix returned with a man he was talking to near the station. "This man says he can take us to the station in Omaha in his sledge," he said. "We can take a train to New York from there." The man had a strange sledge with sails. He explained to them that he often took passengers from one station to another in winter when the snow stopped the trains, and with a good wind they could go a lot faster than the train. Phileas Fogg agreed. They had no choice. They all climbed onto the sledge and continued their journey. In less than 5 hours our passengers were in Omaha. When they arrived, they thanked the man, and Phileas Fogg paid him well. Fortunately, they found a train to Chicago and then to New York immediately. They arrived in New York 2 days later at 11 o'clock on the 11th of December. They quickly went to the port, but the China, the ship taking them to Liverpool, was not there. Mr. Fogg didn't look surprised. He looked at his watch. They were 45 minutes late.